All right. And for today's, hold on. Please tell me. Please tell me I got. Okay. We are good to go. All right. For today's video, for one, Celestial Rising, Divine Afternoon, and Grand Night to, no, not Grand Night, Successful Night to the Divine Mirage watching his mindful message. It's a divine reflection, divine messenger. Excuse me. And we are back with another observation for today. And understand. Today we just have a mixture of ideas with what's going on with Young Thug, and in the videos in the past, I want to say 7 to 8 months ago, I remember I made a faceless video about Young Thug. I know I made another one as well, but I made a video elaborating and explaining on if Young Thug was to be free from the prison sentence and all that was going on, then this being sacrificed Young Thug for a get out of jail free card. But as we can see, you can only do so much evil to where eventually you will have to confront, you will have to face the things and the dark energies that you have sacrificed. They will come to the surface whenever you think you can hide it by being mystical. And this is what I mean, I can't make it up. And shout out to Always, shout out to Skull and Gate, DM'd Skull and Gate, and he got right on it. I appreciate you. And I already had a feeling that she was like this because it's like, why wouldn't you be a major? The thing is to look at the allegiance. Why wouldn't you be a major influence upon majority of rappers that you see today? Which is exactly why whenever I was just, and I have bookmarks as well, so whenever I was just seeing, what was going on as far as even when Young Thug first came out, I mean, the dresses, the music, the songs, and I wasn't really listening to Young Thug at first, but I remember playing the mixtapes before he started dropping albums. So let me go to, because I know Young Thug has a catalog. When did I start? I think this one was like middle school, early high school. I listened to Young Thug, and at this time, I didn't really know that Young Thug was a woman. So it didn't surprise me in this stage of my life. But like, for example, 2011, I was young. So I'll say 2014 is when I was put on to Young Thug, and I was in high school at that time. So I was in ninth grade at that time. And then so on and so forth. Once the other albums kept dropping, Slime Season, Slime Language, So Much Fun, Beautiful Thugger Girls, Jeffrey, Slime Season 3, 1017 Thug, the Purple Album, Barter 6. Copying Lil Wayne, Slime and B, Slime Language, Punk, Business is Business, Slime Season 1 and 2. When all these things happen, I was at a great time in my life. And I remember even just listening to the act of, or the craft of the character, but not the lyricism. I would repeat some of the lyrics and all that, but it never influenced me to put on a dress, never influenced me to do homo actions upon other people just for a dollar bill, which is why I wanted to go onto this person's channel because I like these types of videos from people who are covering the mysteries within the industry. And yeah, it's going to sound different because even though this person is nailing certain key points, we had to go into the transgender or the transhumanism that's happening upon the youth. A lot of these people that we see who are celebrities, they are trafficked children. And by them being trafficked children, what I means is that people will hate the truth when you speak like that, but epigenetics explains the perception upon deception. That's exactly why science is important, and you do not overanalyze a cell under a microscope because this deceiver is unnatural, and she is going through humiliation rituals as a transgender or a person who's a transgender, and a coward actor and a cop. So, and the thing is to remove a wise human. It's literally what a Homo sapien is, a wise man. So, understanding that people do not care that Young Thug is snitching. Because I guarantee you, the average person who's sitting here talking about Young Thug being a snitch, snitching on Gunna and this and that, telling on many different people in the YSL camp or whatever. For one, realistically, I don't even give a fuck. But it's the fact that people don't understand that you've been idolizing a transgender the whole entire time, and now you care because they did something that you do damn near every single day. People only get mad because it's popular to do so. People don't care months. Think about 3 months from now. Will people ever talk about Young Thug snitching? Yes and no. It'll be a minimal community of people who will say, you still a snitch, you still did this and that, but let Young Thug drop an album, let Young Thug drop a single with your favorite artist. I guarantee you, as soon as that notification pops up on your phone, you are going to click on it, you're going to get your headphones in, or even turn your music all the way up, or even go into your car, and you're going to play that new song, and you're going to listen to it as if nothing ever happened. And this is all that happens in Freemasonry. These beings have a certain agenda to a certain agenda to push. When they are pushing that agenda, many beings will follow that no matter what age because they are idolizing what the mimicry is doing. And people don't know that this is what they're being. You are being your inversion. And that's exactly why she had no problem doing this because she wanted you to know that if I can do it, so can you. Be yourself, express yourself. But do not overanalyze. And that's the problem with her spirit. When her spirit laid out this blueprint in gematria, this is basically us looking into, trying to get away, looking into what her genetics is telling us. So all we're doing, we're getting a future perspective on what 99% of society will never be able to comprehend because they're not ready for this type of enlightenment because it'll put fear into them. And also remember as well, people hate the truth. They need to be lied to. Let's get into the video.
Back with another video, man. Y'all already know what's going on. All right. So I'm pretty sure this is the most talked about thing on the internet right now as far as Young Thug. Every rapper from the city of Atlanta, Gunna, Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Rollo. There is every time I get on Instagram or anything, all I see is talk about rats and snitching from the YSL RICO trial. It's the biggest topic on the internet right now, right? Now, we're not here to play a bunch of the phone calls that were probably leaked by the prosecutors here in Atlanta or leaked by the feds or even leaked by, industry execs. This could be a humiliation ritual for
This could be, or it is. Four ciphers. Who is Young Thug? 212-1272-423-238. We don't have to sit here and act as if this is not what it is. She's being humiliated. You have to make a sacrifice to expand your influence and your fame.
Young Thug getting out of this case. He is owned by the industry.
Hmm.
So we're not necessarily here to play a bunch of these videos of them accusing each other of who's the biggest rat.
And the thing is, too, it's all just a scam. It's all a pyramid scheme because a lot of these people, if you go on Twitter and you look at the conversations, and I'll show you all later on, but look into these conversations, it's a bunch of grown women who look like me and are gossiping like women. So when you wonder why a lot of men Excuse me, we wonder why a lot of men are gossiping and they're he ha ha about snitch allegations and talking street code or whatever. That's what majority of society thinks is cool because they need entertainment. And these beings know that when a lot of things are trending, when a lot of things are popping off on social media, when the high mind gets their hands on it, that's their distraction. And the more people that distract themselves with a bunch of allegations or speculations upon entertainers, there's something major going on behind closed doors that these beings are connected to, and they want you to lose yourself in the process as far as energy harvesting. And this being, thank God, lowercase God, for receiving energy from the masses once again.
This and that, right? We're not really here to talk about that. We are here to talk about how Young Thug sold his soul to the industry.
And the thing is, I'm not gonna say sold, but Young Thug was trafficked into the industry to have her morals sold out. Getting herself plugged from the back end, getting herself drilled to where she's now able to be the most influential person in the world. Many people don't understand fame is not normal. We are not supposed to be idolizing another vessel that looks just like us. If you do, that's a problem, and you will never know yourself, and you will always be placed in damnation. Damnation, as far as if you're constantly idolizing somebody and you're looking into their lifestyle as if it's your own, you are now reflecting the things that you cannot make sense of. And once you're doing that, in the process of your spirit, you will come right back to their sorcery, to where their same exact song will be an infinite loop that you keep coming back to in the next life because these beings don't die. All their consciousness does is flow right into a different character. So a lot of these actors or celebrities who are dying, their mindset, their being behind the character or the vessel moves right along to a different celebrity. So when you see a new celebrity pop up, or if you see a occurring celebrity or reoccurring celebrity that's in the forefront right now in the limelight. That's another version of consciousness. So that's not this artist or that being, this actor, this celebrity, this streamer, this influencer. They're all in the same exact club. Only difference is they have different platforms that they discuss their Masonic spellcasting in. So it's all just, fraternities and sororities over Satanism, Luciferianism. So by her being trafficked, having going through sexual satanic ritual abuse, by her getting her genetics altered, and the thing is too, a lot of people, she may have a Badusi. A Badusi meaning that she may not even have a phallus. She may have a portal. She may have the opening into what a woman will have as far as a womb. So there's a reason why she's protective over little baby and other people as well in her YSL camp because she also got them fucked into the industry to get them to be as big as they are. In order to get big, you have to have something happen to you inside of you to where you lose a part of yourself and your manhood. So in order to be famous, you have to get rid of your manhood.
Y'all know,
But
like
if you're not a man, do you really get rid of your manhood?
kind of like the video we just did with Kid Cudi then and now. You know, this is sort of one of those videos. It was kind of off the top of my head. I was like, you know what? Why not? Everybody's talking about Young Thug being a snitch, Gunna being a snitch, the whole back and forth of everything that's going on. Figured this would be the perfect time to just go ahead and
And the thing is too, I thought the federal department or the label executives had to cover their tracks by making somebody the scapegoat. And obviously, it's Young Thug's time to be the scapegoat, not only just as far as karmic retribution and all that, but somebody did something behind closed doors that needed to be covered up. So somebody had to be the sacrificial goat or sacrificial lamb as far as what's happening currently today, because many people never expected that. But if you stay around Metro Atlanta, it's not taboo to know that your local rapper that lives down the street from you is a snitch, just to maintain their image. They're informants. I mean, people don't realize that a lot of these people are average citizens that are playing in a costume. And the thing is, to a lot of them are actual beings. I would say energetic manipulation, mimetic imageries of imaginations that leech off of energetic vessels. They need the energy to sustain their lives. So to amplify that, they had to tell you what they always been doing since they started. And people are just now realizing what's been happening since 2011 and beforehand.
show the things that Young Thug has done.
Basically controlled opposition.
But imagine being able to build anything.
Control opposition, meaning that too. I mean, the things that she did, she was planted into our communities as far as Metro Atlanta to make young men and young women follow her lead and everything that she has done. Look at what's happening. You got a lot of men out here who are dressing up in skirts and wearing tight shirts and wearing skinny jeans that hug their nuts and their calf muscles to where it's like, what are we doing? What happened? All these different shows like the Boondocks, they have been scripting out what's going to happen, and people are now about to see what silent consent is doing to each other. Because when you walk around and you see a grown ass man wearing a skirt, what you gonna do about it? You simply just mind your business. You don't even acknowledge it. You just ignore it because if you're not doing that, then don't never be worried about it.
in the industry to become who he is and get to where he's at now. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Cabana song that Young Thug has with the Hispanic artist, I forget her name, it has like over 3 billion views on YouTube in total. So Thug has reached the entire world, you know.
And that's why they do it. That's why they do what they do because they want to reach a certain influence upon the world because this is what they yearn for. They yearn for the attention. They yearn for seeking that validation because behind closed doors, they knew what they did for a dollar bill and they can't sit with that. So they need to get high. They need to sit lean. They need to have a ton of girls around them. They need to have a whole entourage. They need to be in different meetings. They have to go party. They want to do this and that because they cannot sit with themselves. They can't be in tune with being in stillness because every time they do, they're on the verge of killing themselves.
That is a lot. To be a rapper and be on a song that went that far says a lot. So there's a lot here with Young Thug from the beginning of him wearing dresses, you know, being kind of the same way as Kid Cudi was, very willing to flex his style, especially once he understood what it would do for him in the industry or just him choosing that door. But at the same time, we've already talked about Young Thug's sister who died very recently. We already talked about Lil Key being sacrificed right after Young Thug was.
And if y'all know who Little Keed is, I'm pretty sure many of you should know who Little Keed is, but if you don't, it's not that important. But if you are in Metro Atlanta, you know about the Little Keed situation. There are a lot of things in Atlanta that we don't really discuss because we understand that it's a whole bloodbath. It's a whole trafficking system within the rappers, the influencers, celebrities, the actors, politicians, the higher ups as far as just local businesses. I mean, they're all in cahoots with each other and they're all just sorcerers. And if you're conscious, you stay far away from the city as you can because once you go into the city of Atlanta, you will lose your mind in the process over the overstimulation of what's happening around you. There's so many facades going on, you will realize you are living in another server for GTA 6.
Was put in jail for the RICO trial, his artist, Lil Key, mysteriously died. Very random death. And I forget exactly how he died, but there's so much that goes around Young Thug, as far as one of his main co-defendants being arrested while he was literally sacrificing goats. And we'll get into that as well in a second. When Thug came out and he started wearing all these dresses and stuff, he told the world that he grew up, poor, which he did. He grew up very poor. And Thug has like 5 or 6 sisters. And he said he didn't have a lot of clothes. So he used to wear his sisters' skirts and shirts and all kind of stuff, just things that I wouldn't have done even.
And if Young Thug is admitting that, then understand why she justified that. And as you can just see, look at the pose. I mean, look at the happiness, look at the outfit. As a grown man, biological man, or even just a person watching this, do you see yourself wearing this and smiling like this, wearing all these different things, a choker on? To me, if you're a guy wearing this is equivalent to basically saying somebody owns this throat right here. Pause. That's all I'm saying. If you're bedazzled out, you iced out, you're somebody's sugar baby. So what are you doing for the money? And what do you have to do for the money? And if you don't do it, what happens to your family? So now when they require you to get rid of something, are you really smiling for real? What are you happy about? Or are you just faking it because you know how to act for the camera, for the views, for the attention? But once the camera's cut off, you have to sit with yourself and play this role of what you know is going on in your mind and what you did as far as family. Sacrificing your sister for a dollar bill, and if she is sacrificed, if she is perishing from or perished from simulation, she transferred her consciousness into a different family. because they may not be dead, but if they are gone from this realm, then you know what these people are doing. So you can't even trust your own family when it comes to money because they will take your life if they think it's justified for their protection.
No matter how poor I was growing up, because I mean, I grew up pretty much on the same kind of circumstances, boiling water when you ain't got water and all kind of stuff, eating beans all day. We've all been there, us people that come from nothing, but it would never, I would never wear my sister's skirts. That just wouldn't happen. And
But that's the thing, though. She was just realizing that it looks strange because she looks like a boy, but the whole entire time her siblings knew that Jeffrey was just a girl, Jeffina, whatever her original name used to be, but it obviously had to be altered and changed. So if Young Thug is the girl, then as far as assumptions and contradict everything, question everything. We are not here to hate. We are not here to degrade any transgenders. We are not here to bash or mock or even shame anybody for what they don't see themselves controlling right now. We can't control what you are going through as far as birth, but these beings chose this way of life. So we cannot feel bad for their false awakening of inverted genetics. Now, her sisters may be her brothers while she's the sister, but we really never know because once again, could be speculation. I mean, his sisters could actually be his sisters the whole entire time. He's the sister while they're like it's crazy, bro.
also, Doug has some very interesting pictures of himself at the concert that he did when he first got out of jail.
And if you understand, pan the eyes as well. So look at the comments. No, bro, he dressed like Beetlejuice. Look at the pants. Thug just being thug. And people like this. Thug just being thug. What does that mean? Like people say, oh, this is just thug being thug. It's normal. That's why in her gematria, nobody cares anymore. Oh, that's just Doug being Doug. That's what you call Doug being Doug? Okay. I mean, if that's the case, copied, he damn near made Cardi. Playboy Cardi still better, no beef. And then you got people sitting here saying Cardi is better than Young Thug. So people are having debates over transgenders. This is their focus in life. This is all that they can put their attention to because behind closed doors, they relate to their idols that they look like. And the beings that are their mimicry, they get their energy from the allyization of inverted beings as well, who also can relate to transgenders hidden or hiding in plain sight.
And just by having this up on the screen, y'all could already tell what we're about to talk about. So let's just get into these two small short clips real quick, and we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more. All right, y'all? What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can. Check this out. Why does Young Thug look so dark at his first concert after being released from prison? He's hiding a secret weapon that even Playboy Cardi doesn't have. Recently, Young Thug took to the stage after 1,200 days. This was his first performance since regaining his freedom, and the atmosphere at the scene was extremely hot. It was a summer carnival that many fans had been waiting for days. However, we can notice that during the carnival, Young Thug changed his usual appearance, paint the entire face black, making it extremely dark, and even causing chaos on the stage for a while. This avant-garde style has undoubtedly sparked heated discussions. Many netizens said that he seemed
Hold on, we go back. Because somebody would like,
avant-garde style has undoubtedly sparked heated
somebody would say, well, how do you know?
discussion.
If you look top surgery, then as you can see the clavicle, I want to set the clavicle like a V from right here from this angle. But if she was sitting straight up, you'll be able to tell. But a lot of them get top surgery, a lot of them get bottom surgery as well. And of course, a lot of these people have no facial hair. It's weird to my programming as far as testosterone, that's natural for me to not have facial hair. But it's the fact that people are older than me and they still can't even grow even a peach fuzz.
Many netizens said that he seems to be deliberately imitating the currently popular Playboy Carti for the sake of a comeback image. In fact, long before Playboy Carti became famous for his dark style, Young Thug had already been doing this. Playboy Carti has publicly stated on multiple occasions that Young Thug is one of his sources of inspiration. Secondly, Young Thug has also admitted that there is no competitive relationship between him and Playboy Carti, and they have a rather deep spiritual resonance in music. Now, we've already featured Young Thug in the video that we did about Mask, and we talked about what that meant spiritually because he immediately came out from jail with all these different kind of masks that he really never wore before going to jail for 2 years. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen that video, definitely check that video out. And this is Playboy Cardi. Not gonna get too much into him because we're gonna do a video from then till now on Playboy Cardi. And it will be probably one of the most blatant videos of, you know, fresh young guy to full blown satanic member of the industry. Panda Eyes, once again, I don't care nothing about Kiss or the wrestler Sting. Like I said in the last video, Panda Eyes to the fullest right here. Even Young Thug.
And panda eyes, meaning that if you watch an Orlando Brown interview, Orlando Brown explained at a young age how he got panda eyes or how she got panda eyes as well. Panda eyes symbolizing that when you pop a certain vessel in the anus, I think that's when it starts showing upon the eyes to where it seems as if you have a black eye. They do something, but it's like they trigger something in the body as far as abuse. And that's when the blood vessels show up in the eyes and all that. But it could also be too the implantation of a leech going into the eye socket to where now they're this being now is able to see the perception of the vessel that they want to control as far as MK Ultra.
Even Young Thug puts on the Panda Eye. I mean, he's very, very dark, satanic looking in this photo. The photos that they captured of him at this
And symbolism, symbolic portals. And then as you can see the sacrifice on her head, and then her just showing herself on the stage as well. You got the element right here, you got the air as well for the spirit. So by all these symbologies happening on this day, the people behind that were exchanging their energy and it was being placed, it was being consumed through this portal right here onto the being right here. But the being that's consuming all this energy now has to bring it towards her CEOs and her handlers, basically her shadow society.
show were insane. I mean, him kind of like standing in the middle of a portal right here. Thought this was very, very interesting the way they captured it with the mask on. It just looks very demonic. As we all know, him throwing up these devil horns.
Hmm.
He got the panda eye makeup on. As we all know, this is what they do. They have to remember, we talk about it all the time. They have to invite these spirits, they have to create the environment so these demons can operate, possess, spit spells on you. They have to create the environment, y'all. This is how they do it. This is a very old picture. Um, Doing the one eye symbolism, salute to the one eye God. Got dynamites over his left eye, two chains on with his sisters, Dora and Dolly. I mean, it's never ending with Young Thug. And if I'm not mistaken, this was him coming out to a show with these dark black wings on. And it just looked satanic from afar. Like there's other pictures where you could see his entire body, and it
And the thing is, if you're willing to wear angelic form, angelic formations that angels would never wear, that's distortion of wings, meaning that you lost your ability to fly freely. So you can fly freely in this realm, but outside this realm, you have no creativity into being able to fly outside of yourself because you think as if you need wings to fly, to where you're wearing them in a simulation that never needed you to know who you were being as a fallen angel. So all these beings are showing you as to this symbolism. I done did some dark energetic things to where I'm able to fly free by being financially free. Whole entire time, she's flying right back into her cage that has prisoned her mindset for giving her more money for what she should have never been doing in the first place.
it looks very dark, y'all. Very, very satanic. So we know Young Thug has fully committed to the industry. This is a photo of something we can go over here in a second from a music video with him and Lil Uzi. And the song was called Up, if I'm not mistaken. There's an article that Vigilant Citizen did on it. And you know, if he does an article on it, it is full of satanic imagery, all kind of checkerboard Freemasonry going on. I mean, this just to have a woman like this in your video, all red, goat horns, and a giant pentagram over her face. We all know there are a lot of women willing to do anything to be in these artists' videos, but to allow someone to paint a pentagram on your face is the craziest thing I have ever seen. I mean, you have to be willing to sell your soul right out, just right on out your body and allow people to do this to you just for a music video.
That's why fame and attention, wanting approval from peers and your neighborhood friends and all that, co-workers, people are willing to do anything for a bag, spirit, earth, air, fire, water. And we shouldn't demonize the nature because remember as well, we don't have the horns, but they had to invert and demonize the negative nature that isn't so negative outside of our nature. It's chaotic, and they use these different forms. So desire, they're telling you the antimatter that you act out, you can activate it towards this occultic pentagram right here, but you have to be able to be chaotic in your desires and let them do what they want to do. So all they're doing is acting in their spirit, but it's just inverted. That's why they worship the Baphomet and they give praise to their version of God. While a conscious being, we don't pray to a God, we don't meditate to a God, we don't even care for a God, but we know that there is a source that we don't demonize, nor do we harmonicize or put a harmony towards a frequency that we are just embodying every single day. So to many of us who are already awakened on higher playing fields of consciousness, we see a leveling plane of what can't be bad or good. It's just a correlation into who you can be, what you can do once you lose your way of knowing who you were never supposed to be worshiping, nor practicing yourself into following a character in.
Your body and allow people to do this to you just for a music video. You literally have a pentagram. Your face is now become a portal. It is ridiculous. This is a close up.
Exactly. And once the face becomes a portal, then the ears and the mouth and the nose and the whole entire vessel as well. And that's what happens when, for example, stuff like this, people have no idea why they throw this stuff up. And that's why Spider-Man throws it up as well. But these people just want to be next to her and they think as if she is a him. So if they can be around her, they feel seen. They feel as if I did it, I made it. Look at where I am. Now people can recognize who I am. They can follow me on social media. They can focus on my journey. Oh, I seen you taking a picture with Young Thug doing up the devil horns. How was it? What did he smell like? How was he rapping? How was the energy? Did he shake your hand? Did he do this and that? Now it's as if you're getting interviewed by people that never want to talk to you till this moment happened. Everybody's a walking portal, and who do you think needs that energy from walking portals?
Of the panda eye makeup. I don't care what people say, man. We know what this represents. This ain't Kiss. These ain't no rock stars, bro. No matter how much they try to portray this to y'all, this is not a rock star. This ain't the Joker. This ain't Beetlejuice. None of that. I don't believe none of that. Because why are you doing this all of a sudden? Why? Why? What's the reason?
Because she wants other consumers to follow her lead. Do anything you can to get introduced to Freemasons and then sell your morals. And then climb the ladder. Once you go through the Enter Apprentice, you just keep on going up the ladder and you don't stop. And when you reach the top of enlightenment, you still keep on going. The more levels you climb in Freemasonry, the more you lose yourself in the process. So is it worth it?
Reasoning. There's no reasoning. Just very dark photos. This was that one with the mask right here. Very dark photos, y'all.
But that's the thing, though, she's representing her nature because outside of false light, we are a dark image of truth. which is why they live in their truth. We choose to not act in it. That's why we have to be able to be open-minded into what shouldn't be demonized. To the beings who operate in the shadows, they demonize our whole being. That's why these things are considered to be satanic, because look at what they're doing just to get paid.
So now, let's get into the clip of this is it's like footage from the courtroom, and it's from the Law and Crime Network, and they're actually talking about his co-defendant, which was one of his close friends before all of this stuff started happening, how he got arrested um in the middle of sacrificing goats. We've mentioned it before on the channel, but what made it really big news was that Young Thug's legal team was trying to get it, they were basically trying to get it dismissed from the court. They didn't want it to be brought up to prove or disprove anything. You know, they were just trying to get it thrown out. Thought it was very interesting. Check this out, y'all. I picked the software engineering program because they pay very well. It's a fast-paced industry.
If you watch this video so far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you choose to, and comment down below, how you're feeling today. Let me know your thoughts as well, because your perspective matters, your opinion matters. We're here together to understand the crime upon our own people. Our people have lost their ways because they are blinded by illusions. We had to get away from illusions so that we can go right back into freedom. Once we become free consciously, we can go right back to higher dimensions that belong to us. This realm is handed down as a gift that belongs to beings who lost their gifted ways of being in higher frequencies. So where we think as if a higher frequency brings us back here for some strange reason the whole entire time, we keep coming downstairs to our mind for the things that we hold on to.
Amidst the rapper's ongoing jury selection, petitioning the court to exclude evidence of a ritualistic sacrifice in his RICO trial.
The theory behind killing animals is you're draining their energy, their power, and to use for mystical purposes.
According to newly filed court documents, defense attorneys for Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, have motioned to exclude evidence stemming from his co-defendant's arrest. According to the documents, during Shannon Stillwell's March 2022 arrest, officials found a, quote, religious ceremony which involved the supposed sacrifice of goats. Prosecutors say Stillwell, known as SB, and Young Thug were part of a gang referred to as Young Slime Life, Young Stoner Life, or simply YSL. Last year, Fulton County, Georgia officials indicted nearly 30 people involved in the gang, alleging conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corruption Act, or RICO. Multiple defendants are also indicted on several counts of murder, and Young Thug faces one count of participation in criminal street gang. Jury selection for the 8 gang members began in January in what is set to be the longest criminal trial in the county's history. Now, Young Thug's defense team says showing evidence of this alleged...
Oh, look at that. I forgot what that hand is called, but I know it has spiritual symbolism. But look at how she has it along with these other sacrifices, trying to make it seem as if she can bounce the duality upon her neck or upon her throat gateway, and that's why it's blocked. You have too many, let's say you have too many curses around your portal, and that's why you can't speak up the way you want. So you gotta tell. You gotta tell, and now look at how you look. Your lies caught up to you because you were lying too much in the public eye to where people couldn't see straight. But that's smoke and mirrors as far as Freemasonry.
Has no, quote, benefit or probative value and could create...
Now, I think anyone, when you hear stuff like that, look, somebody said, Father, come quickly. This is the music industry. What does goat sacrifice have to do with him being charged? Somebody said it's just confirmation of what we've already known. Someone said better a goat than a real person, but they don't actually understand what is going on. It's out there now.
Like, you see what I mean? Better a goat than a person. People don't even care about an animal's life. They think that the animal is less than. So if you think an animal is less than, what do you think these industries think of human beings?
You know, somebody said y'all never heard of EFI as if they're trying to justify it.
Right.
I think it's the plot of the devil's advocate. Y'all, this stuff is satanic, man. This stuff is satanic. Just the fact that, you know, he's associated with it. You have close friends who sacrifice goats in order to, you know, try to get out of the upcoming trial because that's what he was doing. He was sacrificing a goat because he knew he was finna go to jail, you know, or he was finna face trial for, I think he had a double murder that he was facing.
Hmm.
Shot and killed someone under a highway bridge in Atlanta a couple years ago. Went on a small chase, and that is how he was arrested and connected back to the YSL Rico case. This is what Young Thug is a part of, man. This is what he's a part of. I mean, we already know the dress stuff. We don't even have to really get too much into that because Thug been on the dress wave for a very long time. And look, somebody said this video with Lil Uzi and Young Thug, somebody said directed and produced by Satan. Says even for the symbolism illiterate, the video is blatantly satanic. And to the symbolism literate, the video has an even darker meaning. It confirms that Young Thug and Lil Easy, it confirms that Young Thug and Lil Uzi Vert, pronounced Lil Lucifer, are fully owned by the occult elite, and is another proof that our popular culture is losing its mind. I like how he said that
Hmm.
because to people who are, you know, illiterate to the symbolism of the occult, this is all the proof you need. You don't even have to know what any of this stuff needs. You can look at it and
Hmm.
feel the demonic energy. And it's and really Thug just promoted
Some of this graphic stuff.
you know, kind of like how the article is getting into. He promoted
Like, look at there's a massive gender blurring movement happening all over mass media. He's a part of it. He has been assigned to bring this high level agenda to the hip hop world. And look at how old this picture is. So if you got a grown ass man doing stuff like this, and people like who we used to be, or people even now, listening to this person, what do you think they're putting into their mind? That's why I don't listen to Young Thug anymore. Because as I realized, for one, just the whole, as I got older, I was just like, like that whole facade of just the Young Thug wave of music, that's just been dead. And it's just for one, he's never been a authentic person to begin with. He done had some songs so where I was just like, damn, this shit hard. But realistically, this stuff started getting distorted. It started just becoming more occultic day by day. And as you become more awake and you stop playing certain mainstream artists, I like underground music. I like underground vibrations because these are people who aren't trying to get into the industry. They're not even doing anything to get themselves there. But if it becomes popularized, then you know what they did for a dollar bill. So looking at this, I'm like, there are kids now, young adults, older adults as well, who will still bring this back. Wasn't there just a red dress in Louisiana where grown ass men are wearing dresses that majority of women will wear? And the thing is, people can say we shouldn't bring gender towards clothes. I agree. But if you're walking around and you see that this style of dressing is acceptable, and majority of us wear sweatpants or jeans or suits or just shorts, if we're just wearing the simple things and people are judging us, what do you think happened to society? To where somebody says, so we're not going to talk about the whole skirt epidemic with grown men? Hey, we don't talk about that anymore. That's very sensitive. What? It's sensitive to ask why is a grown man wearing a dress? Like he's a little ass girl? Crazy.
fusing feminism, you know, being flex.
To my fathers out there, to my younger brothers out there, to my elders out there, if you see your son, if you see anybody you know, your best friend coming into your face or getting out the car, walking into your household or a classroom or the establishment or whatever, in a skirt or whatever, I understand that realistically you won't really give a fuck, but you're gonna question, you good? You ain't never wore a skirt since I known you. Now all of a sudden, are you trying to prank me? What's the deal? No, I'm just being myself. I'm gonna call your mom because you're over here bullshitting right now. There's no way, like that's the type of person I am. Now I know some people they'll be like, man, no, still it is what it is. No matter what, I still love you. But if you're on that timing, do that over there. Do that over there. Don't bring that weird shit over here, all right? You and I, we still cool, we still close, but don't change up. Don't fall in that distortion because I will cut you off. I don't care about what you do behind closed doors. But all I know is around me, don't even try that weird shit. That's weird. Go do that to somebody else. All we have is love. We don't judge anybody because they're in all of our families. But the thing is, though, you do not have to conform nor obey this agenda that's being pushed. You don't have to do it, and you should never feel bad for not wanting to participate in this.
As I like to call it, with someone who pretends to be, such a real one, or, a gangster, you know what I'm saying? You a blood, you in a gang, you this and that, you calling shots. But at the same time, at one point in your career, you really, were trying to fuse a lot of feminism into your style and influencing kids to wear netted shirts. I thought this picture right here was crazy of Uzi and Thug together. Even 21 Savage got under the comments and said, y'all gay. I mean, it's just
But yet you're on the phone talking to somebody you deem as gay, and 21 can't call anybody else gay as well because realistically, what did you do to get into the industry? Knife in my face, 30 on my waist, real street nigga, and I keep a dirty K. I mean, come on, niggas is sitting out here rapping, losing and shit whole entire time. You're faking a street image, and whole entire time you not hard behind closed doors, but behind closed doors, something hard is entering your consciousness to where you're sitting here thinking as if you're rapping like you're living that life, and yet that life was forced upon your backside into making you say it out loud, because that's what hurt you the most.
Lil Uzi. I mean, he's definitely one we have to throw in the mix as far as covering the then till now. With them, it's a little more blatant of then till now. Like Thug was wearing the skirts and doing all that, damn near off the back. So it's like Thugs is a little different. You know what I'm saying? Uzi, those beginning pictures, we're gonna pit him. We're gonna him and Playboy. We got them coming up. But those beginning pictures of Uzi, he was like a little kid with a little low cut. He looked young, wet behind the ear. And man, till now, oh, that video is gonna be crazy. That was gonna be crazy. But
Yup,
look at
there
this.
it go. Yes, sir. Inverted, upside down, got the duality crawling on the subconscious mind, and people can't see what's behind the curtain, but behind the curtain, she's showing you the symbolism and showing you the rituals that they do behind closed doors so they lost her consciousness. Now you got a being inside their body that's showing you what they got to do to maintain this fame, to maintain this imagery that the masses can never comprehend.
Look at these photos, y'all. A soulless being crawling on a Masonic checkerboard floor surrounded by red drapes. And then, to make it even more satanic, the scene is upside down.
Hermeticism as above, so below. So when you see people, I don't want to do the sign, but when people are holding the this finger and the middle finger together and they're aligning it like I want to do it, but like that, they're showing you that they're also inverted as well. And that's how people are able to decipher who's in what club.
Checkerboard floors. I mean, come on. And then shows a picture of a real Masonic Grand Lodge. You know, this
Hypnosis state,
is crazy. So that's why
idol worship,
I was saying, like,
owl symbolism for Bohemian Grove as well.
I wasn't about to do this video and try to talk about, you know, that stuff is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? People all mixed up in this snitch allegations and rat this and rat that. Bro, rent is due in what, 2 days? Like,
Facts.
other
Facts.
folks, we got real life stuff to worry about. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk about them being straight up puppets so people will ignore the theatrics than, you know, this new AI tool is a
Fast, man. Once you start paying rent, shit, speaking from experience, I don't have time to care about what the hell you got going on. I stopped giving a fuck about that weird ass shit. And I'm just here to help people realize if you're unconscious to what's going on, here's what's going on. And if you still conform to this, you're under their mind control and you will never make it to a higher ascension in the afterlife. You'll come right back to the same exact play and you'll think as if this artist is this or this artist is that whole entire time. You're watching the same actor playing the same vessel and they never went anywhere. They can't even die, but you will see them again in the next life if you're not being aware of yourself.
They worry about who's snitching on who. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from here, and I don't even get into it like that. But this is crazy, y'all. Look, this was a satanic London fashion show, and look at these photos. So this obviously comes from, this comes from something. They didn't just
Then they're basically showing you this is a man playing in a woman's body. So they're showing you the inversion. So they inverted the spirit and they activated the earth, air, fire, water. So you activate those elements combining with the spirit, but you invert it by practicing Satanism. Now you are activating the DNA strands and the genetics for them to signal the other side or the other perspective of your duality that can't be seen on the dark side of the moon. So it's as if they froze their authentic body, they shifted their consciousness into a body that goes behind the dark side of the moon. They bring that possession from that phase of life, they bring that inversion, that parasite into this life, and here we are today.
randomly do this. This was done.
And this is a man as well. So unless, I mean, I see her clavicle. I'm not sure. I know this looks straight to me, so that's a man. This could be a man as well, because this right here is telling. But even the Adam's apple, just the facial feet, like look at the strong ass jawline. It's like a little boy. But look at the arms, look at the hands, especially her hands. You can just tell. Like, so they're showing you, no matter what country, even when I went to London as well, I seen the Masonic Lodge. This stuff is everywhere. No matter where you go, it's all an illusion for theatrics. We're on a stage. So who are the actors if it's not you and I? They live while biological beings are sleeping into being awakened again by what they sleep in, by pretending to be living through your lifestyle that you have created consciously.
Fashion show in London back in 2017, because that Up video with Lil Uzi and Young Thug is pretty old. But this is exactly what they have her dressed in right here. The girl in the Young Thug video to this satanic London fashion show, it's the same thing. So they let you know these are the same devils, these are the same producers following these same type of occult, symbolisms. Drawing power. Look, the girl wears a pentagram on her face and horns on her head, and then a ritualistic red dress. And occult symbolism, holding horns means drawing occult power from demonic forces. And that's exactly what sacrificing that goat was with his co-defendant, drawing power from blood sacrifices, y'all. I mean, this stuff is crazy, man. It doesn't get any more blatant than what Young Thug has participated in. And yeah, I remember Young Thug said he a Mason. He beat all his cases, and I guess he definitely beat it. So with that being said, y'all, I guess we'll go ahead and leave it off here, man. Um, Pretty dope video. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it.
Yeah, if y'all want to go watch more of his videos or her videos, whatever, make sure you subscribe because this person really gets deep into the same type of videos that we do as well. But before I want to do, because I'm just going to show y'all. So we got this. Y'all can ignore that right there, but I like this one right here. Y'all can follow him on Twitter. I like a lot of his thoughts too. Everything here is fake because we're living in a simulated reality. A simulation means a copy. We live in a copy of the real world. And if there's a copy of the real world, then that means that in the real world, none of this has ever happened. Ignore the 2K clips. So expect that. Okay, so for our next video, oh, and I seen that D1 supposedly defending Young Thug or whatever. And yeah, you're next for being exposed as well for even defending this young lady. But this is going to be get this video to 10 likes, and then we will cover those key points I have as far as on Twitter, and then we will get into the gematria as far as Young Thug. And I only got one script because excuse me, realistically, I can care less about the being, and there's no point of really having, two or three of these because this right here, this script is enough for me. I feel like at this point, really having one or two scripts is just fine. Now, if I see a constant confirmation from different words, then I'm going to start using them. But honestly, for what's going on, you can already just see what's happening. So get this to 10 likes, and then part two will drop this week. I have a Patreon video that is uploaded as well. It was an hour ago, so I know that you all will enjoy that. And then also for the clothing brand, go to the clothing brand for y'all as well. If you all ever want to purchase something or even just look at the different items, if you ever want to suggest an item, but let me go to the store real quick. So yeah, I got sweatpants, got shirts, got candles, different leggings for the girls, got masks, got hats, jackets, But yeah, other than that though, I appreciate you all for tuning in and thank you for just being open-minded for just different thoughts and comment down below if you enjoyed it. And if you made it this far, comment down below. Luciferians won't stop me from being aware of what I have to focus on. I like that. Luciferians won't stop me from being able to focus on my path. Luciferians won't stop me from being able to focus on my path. Luciferians won't stop me from being able to focus on my path. If you made this far in the video, comment that down below so I know that you're here and you're a real one and you understand what's going on. And to all of us that are conscious, we have to be able to be aware of what these LGBTQ, transhumanism, occultic, satanic traffickers are pushing upon our youth. Save the children. They matter the most because if you want a better future, we have to get the young minds that are unconscious to be aware of who they look up to because it ain't God. Have a great and divine day of our reflection.